Alright, let's do it. So this is Abzan Paladin. Abzan, for those not familiar, refers to this 3-color combination of white, black, and green. Paladin, in this instance, refers to the Famished Paladin here, which says this does not untap during your untap step. Whenever you gain life, untap Famished Paladin. And this card is a 2-card infinite combo with, sorry, not 2 cards, we're 3 cards. So it is a 3-card infinite combo along with Sorcerer's Wand here, which says equipped creature has tap, deal 1 damage to a player or planeswalker. And then we mix in Blacklance Paragon here, along with Famished Paladin. So you have Famished Paladin, you attach the Sorcerer's Wand to it, and then you play Blacklance Paragon and give this lifelink till end of turn, and then every time this deals damage with the wand, it triggers and untaps itself because it has lifelink. So you get to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, and deal as much damage as you would like to your opponent. The rest of this deck is centered around being able to tutor up these cards with things like Fiend Artisan, being able to protect them with things like Life's Bounty, and then we've got cards like Stitcher Supplier, Binding of the Titans, and Mire Triton here to dump cards into our graveyard so that way we can replay combo pieces that get milled over with Lurrus of the Dream Den here, our companion. So you got a touch of interaction and dire tactics here as well. So let's go ahead and pop on into some match with this one and see how it goes. To set a low bar, this deck seems a little bit more consistent and reliable than the Oasis combo we just played. And we managed to combo with that one. So, you know, this one's probably going to work out at least once or twice. Okay, with this land drawn, I think we're going to go ahead and cycle this Triome here. High click infinites are my favorite. It's actually not that many clicks, right? It should just be one, or like 2, I believe. Like, click this, click them. 2 clicks to 1 damage is pretty low. Click to damage ratio. CO Twitch, thanks for the 20 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Well, poop. Okay, well. Just starting Elvish Rage. Match 1, game 1. Fiend Artisan's actually quite a big boy here already. How are the other index today? We played Jund Storm Herald today. It was quite excellent. If you're into Modern, we had some reasonable games of Magic with Jeskai Tempo this morning in Modern. Modern's been reasonable like the last 3 times we played it. It's real strange, chat. Yeah, the Jund deck was historic. Almost exclusively playing historic on stream these days. I don't really envision myself playing more standard until, I don't really envision myself playing much more standard until rotation, I don't think. Unless they ban something. If they address Teferi and or Agent, we'll certainly revisit, but... Am I saying modern is more enjoyable than standard? 100%. And it's not close. Know. My personal enjoyment of standard isn't just like, it's not just the agent decks. I was frustrated with standard even before the Yorion decks really became optimized. The myriad of just Brazen Borrowers and Tefris and just all of it, there's just so much feel bad in that format right now among the top decks. Like, last season was mostly fine, but it wasn't for me either. Like, I really just did not enjoy, like, the Teamer Adventures deck that was running around just, like, Brazen Borrowing you into Oblivion. Teferi, Narset, Brazen Borrower, Aethergust. Gosh, Aethergust is so obnoxious. Maybe we can steal this game with this other Blacklance Paragon, huh? I think that historic will become worse to play for you once it becomes competitive and people play more of the same kind of decks. No, and I think the people... I think what you're saying there is repeating really commonly stated FUD, which stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Formats being competitive and being optimized doesn't make those formats bad. The top decks in those formats, when they become optimized, being tedious and obnoxious is what makes them bad. The key factors that make standard bad right now, in my opinion, have checks for them in historic so they don't happen. The types of Yorion, Brazen Borrower, 3-mana Teferi decks that run rampant all over standard that there's no good check for, they lose to things like efficient aggro and fast combo. And aggressive decks in this format have good 1-drops, and they have a Danto Vanguard, and they have these good tools that allow them to realistically punish what those style of decks are doing. Dire Tactics out, Agonizing Remorse in. I don't think I want Trophy in this matchup. Cleric doesn't seem particularly useful either. The big problem with standard right now is that the aggressive decks can't be there to check anything. Teferi into Shatter, into Conquer's Death, or Uro into Conquer's Deaths and Shatters, like, these mix of cards that these greedy decks want to be playing anyways, just incidentally destroy any chance aggressive decks have in their average draws. And yeah, like, the aggro decks high roll sometimes, and like have a really good draw, and they're able to feel a little bit competitive. But in my experience playing the aggro decks in standard right now, I feel like whenever the aggro decks win, they're getting fortunate to do so. I feel like my opponent's running poorly and I'm running hot in order to sneak out wins. Slippity slip. Thanks for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yes, Uro is good against aggro decks even in formats like this where we have better tools. And in standard, you just don't feel, I don't feel like you have the tools to really be competitive there. Like, all the talking about companions, I don't think any of the companions hold a candle to the strength, power level, and obnoxiousness of both Teferi and Uro. If you ask me to pick out cards that I think I would be, especially in formats like standard where the average power level of cards is lower. You can always type !deck in chat to get a direct link to the deck list. If you're on mobile, there are a puzzle gear icon that will let you click in and see the deck list on your mobile application as well. Seeing a little bit of that downside of being a synergy combo deck here. We've drawn a bunch of Sorcerer's Wands, and we don't have anything else really going on, so we just got a bunch of individually low power level cards here available to us. They're gonna, like, play Yorion and just bury us here, huh? I grabbed the latest variation from last night, I believe. Yeah, whoever submitted it wasn't updating it with whatever changes you made. If you had some people working on it. This is still the deck list in the Goldfish link. Yeah, I agree. Yorion only being 20 extra cards was too low. This is the easiest companion to meet the requirement for, and it's not particularly close. Be very quiet. We're hunting Jeskai control players. No, everybody clench. Everybody clench. Tap out for a Dream Trawler. Tap out for a Dream Trawler. Oh, no. Hide your memes, chat. Hide your memes. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I think we're dead. Yes, probably fine. Maybe with the untapped land, I'm supposed to just Binding of the Titans there. Hey, we found a Paladin. Just looking for a magic wand at this point. I'd be pretty surprised if we could successfully combo kill a control deck, though. I assume most of the wins we're going to have in this matchup involve just, like, beating them down with 3 power creatures like we did in the first game.
Trust me, I have a plan.
You know, I'm supposed to play Blacklance out there to try and run down Teferi the following turn.
That's more like it. Make another move.
Hey, thanks for the 10 months, Shiny Psyduck. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Feels like they're just gonna sweep my board here. Just holding up a counterspell, huh? I mean, there's counterplay, it's just extremely limited. It's just extremely limited. Planeswalkers inherently have counterplay. The fact that you can attack them as a card type is counterplay. I think I'm supposed to kill this one. If they shatter me, this one draws a card when it dies at least. If they shatter, we'll go Fiend Artisan. Or we'll get to go Lurrus, replay Famished Paladin next turn after drawing a card, which is nice. Fiend Artisan also kind of encourages them to shatter at sorcery speed, so I don't get a chance to activate it. Yeah, I agree, Katsu. I think a lot of the people that hate Planeswalkers in general are kind of like old people yelling at clouds. I think Planeswalkers in general tend to lead to very interesting and dynamic gameplay. Lurrus into Binding. Oh, that's a really good... Yeah, that's a sweet sequence. Because then, unless they're exiling your Lurrus, you get to guaranteed get it back later. That's sweet. So, like, insulates it. Makes a lot of sense.
I've got it. I won't hide from the world any longer. This is hardly my worst feat.
This gets counterspelled. We get to get it back with Binding next turn. Alright. They're almost out of gas, except for the fact that Yorian's going to come down and blink Teferi. And Big Teferi's still ticking up, so probably pretty far behind here.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
I had to venture a guess.
Looks like someone's getting a little sweaty.
Yeah, we're done here. One of the rough parts about thanks, Justin Beck. Yeah, Amazon, and on my end, it's all the same, so... Prime is nice. Hope you're staying safe out there wherever you're at. And even if you do have to cost cut Prime, you'll still be here in chat regardless. You've got the sword next to your name. Moderators get to stay in chat, regardless of sub mode. Part of the reason why I give out swords after 12 months too is it kind of lets people who have like supported me for a good chunk of time like stay in chat in the community in case their finances change. I appreciate the Prime though. Prime helps pay my bills just like regular sub. On a streamer's end, Prime and Tier 1 subs are identical in every way. Do non-sub mods, which is correct. They do not, Weens. Because that's all automated. Is that true at every subscriber level? No, the higher tiered subs that cost more, I get more money for. I get 70% of whatever someone spends on their Twitch sub. So I get $7 for the $10 sub, and then, you know, $17.50 or whatever it comes out to for the $25 sub. No, it's the same percentage across the board. Smaller streamers get a smaller percentage of tier 1 subs. But when you're a larger streamer, you get 70% of the tier 1 sub revenue as well. So the way bit donations work is the person getting the bits pays the bit fee up front. So like when you buy 100 bits, you pay more than $1, but when you cheer 100 bits, the streamer you're cheering it for gets the full $1. If that makes sense. So we've got the Sorcerer's Wand here, and Fiend Artisan can theoretically turn both of these into the 2 other creatures we want. So we could combo them here in a few turns. From the TOS perspective, are there any parts of the financial process you're not allowed to talk about? I don't believe so. At least there wasn't in the last partner agreement that I signed. Maybe I'm supposed to sack the life's bounty there as opposed to the mana creature, because having more mana could be useful down the line. Yeah, I mean, I don't really stand to gain anything by lying or keeping it hush hush. The whole culture of not sharing how much like income that you make is there to hurt the little guy. Since they're dead next turn, how are they dead next turn? They're nowhere near dead next turn. This combo's pretty clunky, chat. Just so people understand how this works. Yeah, we have to give this lifelink. So I need 6 mana to kill them next turn. So yeah, I think I actually messed up here. I should have sacked the life's bounty. If we draw an untapped land here, I could have killed them. Okay, yeah, so because I drew this, if I would have kept the mana creature, we actually would have killed them this turn. So I punted this. I definitely think I should have prioritized having more mana than having protection here against their aggro deck game 1. So if I had 1 more mana from the mana creature, I would give this lifelink, equip it, and then combo kill them. But I'm a mana short because this costs 2 and this costs 3 to equip. Deadweight sounds great. No, yeah, it's a three mana equip. It's real hefty. Like playable equipment art, yeah. Alright, what are we cutting for the Deadweight? Probably the Life's Bounties, honestly, right? Only the most powerful wizards can wield the wand, something like that. I think we're keeping this. The old basic Plains Fiend Artisan opener. We get to go Supplier. We get to go Supplier into Artisan, the Supplier into one of our friends. Now we actually milled two of our combo pieces here. So do I play Skull Prophet so we can get Lurrus going? I think that's actually the case now. I think with the, like, these are kind of like the Stone Cold Nuts as far as mills are concerned. So I get to go land into Skull Prophet, and then next turn I can go Lurrus, cast Deadweight from my bin. Shadow Spear. Shadow Spear gives lifelink, right? That actually seems kind of sweet to give you redundancy on one of your combo pieces, while also being fine in fair places. It seems very reasonable. Acceleration looking very good here. Alright, do you have a removal spell, or are you just gonna get deadweighted every turn? Yeah, I think trying to have a discussion with someone who wants to compare eating meat to dog fighting is a waste of my time, Adam. That's why I elected to block you and remove you from my Discord server. That's not really a position that's not really a stance that comes from a position of good faith, in my opinion. They thought my background of supporting logical discussion and conclusion would support them comparing someone eating meat to people fighting animals and supporting dog fighting. Like, which is an impressive direction to take your line of thinking in. And for the record, I'm a vegetarian, but I'm mostly a vegetarian because I don't like the taste of meat. And they compared it to engaging with the animal byproducts in general, and it's just like, no, I'm not a vegan, I'm a vegetarian. Holy howdy how. Thanks for the 4 months, I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I don't know. I'm super practical in all things considered, and I think you could make some reasonable arguments that it could be good if we were able to live as a society without animals and animal byproducts, but the reality of that situation and how far we are away from that ever actually happening is just like so incredibly far away. My Chipotle order is great. God, I miss Chipotle. I miss Chipotle, chat. It makes me sad. I miss Chipotle. It's been almost 2 months, chat. All right, we get to pick a friend back up from here. None of these are even really that useful. I guess we'll take Skull Prophet, because it's like more mana. Yeah, we make burritos and stuff at home. It's just not the same. It's just not quite the same, J-Dub. Homemade burrito stuff. I think Kirsty and I are actually doing that tonight for dinner. But let's not pretend that it's the same as Chipotle. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens with things like Comic-Con got canceled this year, right? Is anybody noted, is Gen Con still theoretically taking place? Does anybody know on that? I wonder, are people... I feel like you'd have to be really, really irresponsible to show up to a place like Gen Con this year. Yeah, stands fine. Deadweight's one of our better cards in this matchup. Yeah, I know in Illinois, the Illinois governor, he put out a 5-stage plan with, loose metrics that would be hit and things that would happen to slowly open back up when we hit the different things. And, big Magic tournaments and convention-type things aren't slated to be able to happen in Illinois until there's a vaccine available. So anything in Chicago realistically is canceled until sometime next year at a minimum. I think Moe's is at the bottom of the Tex-Mex hierarchy for me personally. I think it's Chipotle, Qdoba, Moe's. It's Moe's is edible, but it's not tiered like Chipotle. Moe's is slightly above a gas station burrito. Man, okay, that might be harsh even for Moe's. As someone who's decidedly not a Moe's apologist, gas station burrito might be harsh. Gas station burrito might be a little on the extreme side. Gen Con isn't canceled, but they are following the current outbreak, and we know that attendees and community are concerned about the virus and uncertainty that comes with it. Yep. I mean, I assume it can't be cheap for places like that to cancel. And honestly, that part of the reason, and this is so people that don't understand how politics and things like this work, part of the reason the GOP is pushing to reopen states, even though a lot of people won't won't do things like go to Gen Con is if the states are technically open, things like Gen Con that have event insurance in the event of something catastrophic happening, they don't get paid out if they can technically have their convention. So as is often the case, Republicans are pushing to open states because it strips benefits away from people. It strips protections away from these individuals. That's why while these people push to open states, they're pushing to open these states from remote meetings over Zoom instead of in-person meetings, because they know it's not safe to be out, but it's more profitable for the people that pay them money if people are able to. Alright, so this is Embercleave, right? And we have the combo kill next turn, so we just take it. This is 10, 11, 14, so we say no blocks, and we untap and kill them. Yeah, that should tell you how delicious Chipotle is, okay? Chipotle's had a lot of random food quality issues over the years, but it's also delicious. Sweet memes are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody memeing for something. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Velcro, thanks for the 9 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Got quite the look when you started singing. Listen, this is a musical stream, okay? I am an artiste. What you currently are witnessing on your monitor is art. You may or may not realize it. Throw a dead weight at them for making us click. Love it. Listen, all I gotta say is, as someone who listened to part of his wife's Animal Crossing concert last night on her Switch, my singing is immaculate and you should appreciate me, chat. Oh, look, these are the prizes for the league we played before this one. We've already played 2 matches in this constructed event, but these are the prizes for the constructed event we played before this one 2 matches ago. Alright, sure. Go home, Magic Arena. You're drunk. Yuri's Revenge. Thanks for the half year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. It really made me laugh to see that AOC was playing Animal Crossing and posting about it on her Twitter, because Animal Crossing is literally a late-stage capitalism simulator with a furry skin over the top of it. Ever been out to California? I have not. The only time I have been to the left coast is I attended a... I attended a SCG Invitational in Seattle once upon a time. That was a long time ago. I think that was like circa 2014. If I recall correctly. You gotta pay your furry raccoon overlord. Tom Nook is capitalist Jesus. Alright, so I'm definitely shocking this in so I can hold up this. I guess I could have played that untapped, huh? I think we're just playing this. I don't envision myself getting on an airplane anytime in the next year. That feels like something I would like to avoid. If getting a home on an interest-free loan I can pay back by fishing and picking fruit is late-stage capitalism, then call me a late-stage capitalist. It's like a capitalism dreamland. Oh, I forgot to mill myself. Crap. I keep forgetting this card does more than one thing. Had to guess what were the hot hoots. I would be incredibly surprised if Naya Winota doesn't put up results at the Hoots tournament. That would be my called shot. I would be very, very surprised if Winota doesn't put up results at the Hoots tournament. My Winota, do 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 do, pew 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 pew. You have so many mana problems with that deck. Well, lucky for you, Ancient Ziggurat's going to be legal for the tournament on the 23rd, so you will have fewer mana problems if you want to play it. If Christy ever starts talking to you about the invisible hand of the free market, you must destroy the Switch like the Lord of the Rings. Little bit of wrong half problem here. Drawing both our dire tactics against their control deck feels real bad. This is actually, like, a really cute Lurrus loop. We, like, always play out the Binding of the Titans with the Lurrus. Although, maybe I'm supposed to play a Life's Bounty there to protect it from another Glass Casket. That could be correct, too.
Sorry, hold that thought.
Yeah, until it conquers Death Us, exactly. In addition to being a lot of mana, the fact that this combo... In addition to being a lot of mana, the fact that this combo requires us to untap with Paladin also feels a little awkward. No, Glass Casket is white. Gotta play Drawbridge to give it haste. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Benko Su, thanks for the 21 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, Lurrus is super manageable on mobile. Can we randomly mill them out with bindings? No, I don't think so. We'll deck before they do, I believe.
I am proud of my comrades.
Yeah, our opponents get ready to ruin our day here. Are they dead? I think I just passed, right? Because I can kill them at instant speed. And then next turn, if it comes back to me, I can play the other Blacklance from my graveyard. And so, like, they blink, so now I kill them. You know what? Just to let you know how I feel about it, I'm gonna kill Teferi if they're gonna make us click through it.
No more games.
They're gonna make me click. I'm gonna kill their Planeswalker. Just to let him know how I feel about him.
As soon as I think of one. Time for plan B.
Well, so this only does players or Planeswalkers. The wand doesn't let you hit creatures. You can pig yourself endlessly if you really want to send a message. Alright, so tactics out against the control deck. Agonizing Remorse in. Click submit. You'll love to see it. It is. It is very novel, Jin. The Red Bull event on MTG Melee for next weekend has 3,400 people signed up. With payouts to the top 8, that means the top 0.002% of that tournament get prizes. 0.02%. Sorry, I didn't move my decimal. I think I mean 0.2% overall. I'm pretty sure my decimal I didn't move over. Yes, I apologize. It's 0.2%. It's 0.2%. I don't want to undersell it. It's 0.2%. It's much more reasonable. 0.2%. Top 8 gets prizes. Top 4 get invited to a bigger tournament. What do I bottom here? Is it greedy to bottom a land? We really want to hit our land drops in this deck, so probably... I think it's probably just the Life's Bounty. Should have bottomed the land, chat. Yeah, I'm like super curious to see... I'm super curious to see how many people actually play in that tournament. And how many just like don't show up for round 1. Because there's no entry fee for it. So basically anybody who thinks they might play in it is going to be signed up on Melee.
Suppose that's how it was meant to happen.
I think 15% don't play. I bet it's higher than that. I'd bet probably north of 25%. Especially when you consider like it's an event designed for European players, so it doesn't start until like 2 a.m. US. So I bet you'll have people drop because they didn't realize the time zone. I think it starts at 2 a.m. Central. Yeah, I think it could be as high as half. I think because of the time zone, it could be as high as half that don't play. Our opponent is just a complete and utter monster. Whenever you see mismatch lands on Magic Arena, you can know your opponent's a monster because it's not like Paper where your lands are mismatched because you're lazy. On Magic Arena, you have to go out of your way to have your lands be this ugly. Really sends that message.
I have reached my limit.
I have specifically not played a deck before because I couldn't find matching lands. I had a buddy that used to travel to play some SCG stuff with us, and he had a foil Legacy Storm deck, and he definitely had a number of times where it was like, well, can't play this card in my sideboard, so I don't have a foil copy. Gotta only play the foil copies.
I'm getting too old.
God bless America. I wanted to play the Citrus Supplier there. So, the slightly silver lining to people in the US being really stupid is that at least the US is a big country. You have to remember that like different states in the US are similar to different countries in the EU for a lot of places. So, you know, not everywhere in the US is opening back up. Did we die? I don't know if we're dead. If you're in one of the places in the US that's opening up so soon, stay safe out there.
I really should have seen that coming.
Yeah, can you tag my wife Krillydactyl on Discord, Orthover?
You'll thank me later.
She'll get you set up, right? We have an oh, by the way, I don't remember if I plugged this. We have an official wait list for the open, by the way. So if you're someone that wants to play in the open on the 23rd, and people like Otheber realized they had something come up, you are welcome to jump on the wait list.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
So we're a little bit short in terms of mana. It's Mr. Jacob. How you doing, Mr. Jacob?
I got myself a little man.
You're very silly. So next turn, these Dream Trawlers are attacking for 12 total.
Daddy, I need to tell you something.
What you gotta tell me, bud?
Found it!
Found it. Oh, you got game tiles? Pretty cool. Which game? This game? You need to ask Mommy. It's Mommy's game.
Okay. Well, okay. So we bought the ones. So we bought the one, Daddy.
So I need to get the Paladin into play so that way we have it out for next turn when we start doing stuff. They have lethal with the lantern draw. Yeah, so I gotta gain some life, right? Sure. I mean, I'm gaining life, so the lantern draw isn't lethal anyways. That's why I'm attacking with the cat. Cat puts me to 16. Yep. Yep. Yeah, if we get a turn, we'll self-mill. They need one more draw here. So these trawlers are currently attacking for 14, and we're at 16. They find an Omen of the Sea here. We are dead. So we'll crank the trawlers up to 8 each. I'm not dead yet. I'm not dead yet. I think I want to exile this Life's Bounty so I can shock in this land, right?
Such violence is upsetting.
And then we sack this and go get Paladin, and if this mills the wand, I can shock this and equip and kill them, assuming they have nothing. And, like, obviously, if they have a counterspell here, I can't beat them. So we're just, like, not going to talk about that. So you need to mill a wand over here. Okay, if their hand is blanks, they're dead. You have a counterspell? Oh, why do you hate fun, blue-white control? I navigated that game so well. I navigated that turn so well. Well, it's fine. It's fine. We're gonna take game 3 on the play. We're gonna take game 3 on the play. That was fun though. Had a good series, good puzzle to try and get out of. Hit our out, even if they did have the counterspell. I'm happy with my play there. Opponent confirmed living up to their username and is a Grinch. If there was a Grinch Planeswalker, if there was a Planeswalker that represented the Grinch, it would probably be Teferi, right? You're a mean one, Mr. Tef. Do 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 do. Mr. Tef. You know, the person that submitted this deck said they had cut this card, and Skull Prophet's actually been super reasonable. This archetype's super mana hungry, and being able to accelerate in it has felt pretty on point. Is it better than elves would be? Yeah, definitely. Those poor shamans better against Gruul? Sure. Does you need to trade aggressively there? I believe that. See that right there, chat? That's bait. That's bait right there. Dear opponent, please don't shatter me. Dear opponent, please don't shatter me. Dear opponent, please don't shatter me. Have a heart. Don't have peeled the best card in your deck. Stop it. Stop right now. Alright, sure, fair. Harsh but fair. Harsh but fair. Hashtag sometimes lucky. I think we're gonna see a pretty good fair beat down here, huh? Oh no! Oh, they can make a shark. I'm so dumb. They're gonna eat my Lurrus. I apologize for being dumb. Gonna stare at me right in the face too. I don't know. Like, if I'm not attacking, I don't know how I win this game, if I'm being fair. feel like I need to be attacking them. Like, we're no, God bless America. Well, if that ain't just the, well, I guess, is that a punish? I got some damage in there, right? And I got the shark out of their hand. So that actually, like, kind of works out, right? Like, it feels bad, but, like, all things considered.
You have Mommy game?
Did Mommy say you could play it?
Yeah.
Mommy said you could play it?
You have a Mommy game? Yeah. Oh no.
I do have Mommy's game in here somewhere.
Somewhere.
Where did it go?
And that time, just play to Mom. That time, put CTP Mommy, okay?
There's a lot of games on these shelves, dude. Here, that one right there. Enjoy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for asking nicely. Are you kidding me? I mean, like, I'm under, like, no illusions that, like, our deck is good. But, like, they, like, drew Shatter and then drew Dream Trawler. Like, this only gives Death Touch to Knights. Man. Alright, if we draw a magic wand this turn, we could potentially kill them next turn. Okay. We're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand. We'll make it, I swear. Oh, do 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 do, boo do 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 do. All right, brick, 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 brick by glorious brick. Okay, that's a brick. That's a brick. 5 more bricks. Veto doesn't matter. The wand's already in play. That's why we had to draw the wand last turn. So Narset needs to miss. Trawler Trigger needs to miss. Brick. 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 Don't show me an absorb. Don't show me a removal spell. Show me like 5 mana Teferi you can't cast. No! No! We tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter anymore. If we drew any creature there, we could have Fiend Artisan for another Paladin and run back hoping they brick next turn. But, alas, we have died. To set a low bar, this felt better than the Death's Oasis deck. Because if we Blacklance, then we can't Blacklance the following turn. And I don't have enough mana to Blacklance plus do everything the following turn. Maybe we did, I don't know. They, like, and on top of that, even if I did, they have to miss on a draw step. They have to miss on a Narset trigger. They have to miss on a Mind Stone. They have to miss on like 7 draws the next turn. I don't know. I kind of expected this to be medium, and it kind of delivered on expectations. 3-card combo's a tough sell. And honestly, it's not even just that a 3-card combo's a tough sell. It's the fact that the individual power level of our 3 cards is like really low, right? Like you look at all of these cards, and outside of this seeing some very specific fringe play, neither of these cards are constructed playable on their own. And not only is it tough to have to assemble this combo and get all the pieces together, 3 mana to equip this card is so much mana. It makes it like, once you even go through the hassle of like getting all your pieces together, having to spend an extra 3 mana to equip to your thing that can't be summoning sick. Well, so like, honestly, if it was 3 creatures, it would probably be easier because you could get them back. The fact that Sorcerer's Wand's not a creature makes it harder to find too. And the equip cost being a lot is tough. Yeah, you could technically replace Blacklance Paragon with Heliod, but again, even with Heliod's a card where if your deck isn't incredibly synergistic, Heliod is not really a good card on its own. Yeah, you could replace this with Shadow Spear too, but again, these are all just like kind of low quality cards. 4 mana Sorin does work technically, but again, like, these are the cards that are issues, right? A lot of the cards that you have are replacements for Blacklance Paragon, which this is the card that's closest to being constructed playable on its own. So this one felt pretty rough. I do think some of the changes that the folks made, Clamster and the link that they list there, sound reasonable. The dire tactics in the main were some hot nonsense. Playing more copies of Mire Triton seems very reasonable along with another land. I kind of like the Skull Prophet. I believe that Glowspore Shaman's better against Gruul, but against anything not Gruul that's going mid-rangey or rampy, having extra mana felt really good, so this card felt fine, but overall, not super competitive, but kind of neat. We got to win at least one match, and we popped off a couple of times, so I'm going to call that a success. At any rate, I'm going to be done for today, folks. I will catch all of y'all around tomorrow. Tomorrow will be an all arena stream. We're going to do one standard deck to start the day and then a bunch of historic to follow. Thanks for hanging out as always, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Stay safe wherever you're at in the world out there. Peace, folks.